Well, hello, and welcome to the first episode of Fellonius Yapping about. Today it's going to be about hats. Now, this thing you have on your head is usually, well, it seems like most people around me is using something called a baseball cap. I think they're ugly. My first head thing that I really liked was my military cap from when I was doing military service. It was very good, and you can bend it around your nose, like Beetle Bailey, knasen in Swedish. Beetle Bailey's cap is actually keeping us from seeing his eyes. I could almost do the same thing with my military cap. And after the services was done, I got myself my own military cap from a surplus store, and I really liked that one. But it became ugly, and it became dirty, and it wouldn't. Well, I had to throw it away. So I didn't have anything on for a while, and amongst other things, I got something else that was very proud of back then. When we are graduating, it should be something before college in America, when we are doing our gymnasium, we are getting a student cap. And it's a very important one, because if there's a black board around the edges, then you are a 3-year-old. You have done 3 years, and if it's a grey one, you have only made 2. Now, that was back in the 80s. Nowadays, I don't know. And as you can see on the picture, it's a rather nice one. The only time I can use it nowadays is probably when I'm going with other students when they graduate. Going around. My own son, however, he got himself a pirate's hat. Well, since he's a bit of a computer pirate, it was very fitting, and I must say, the honors he got from the community around here, it's actually very heartwarming. People liked him because he just went his own way with that hat. That was all it was. He had a white shirt on with a tie on, looked very neat and tidy, except that he didn't have this white cap like everyone else. Oh, right. Next, I got myself my second military cap, and I still got it, but I don't use it that much. And suddenly I was on the chat. My son's mother and me, we separated, and afterwards I thought, well, if she can be on the chat rooms, so can I. And that's where I used my alias, the Fellonius the Wizard. I'm using the Fellonius Wizard's hat as a coffee container, and there was a lot of coffee in that container. The coffee could last for 9 to 10 hours without any problems, no refilling or anything. And people were actually wondering, how big is that hat? Yeah, that's a good question. It's not that big. I took a witch's hat for Halloween and painted it blue, took away the metal ring that's in the outskirts of that brim, took down the top of the hat, glued some stars on, and there you have it, the wizard's hat. And later on I did the wand as well, because, you know how it is, you may need one. And now to, what I will call the pièce de résistance, my Stetson Hydro. I'm not totally sure if this is true in every culture, or Western culture even, but somehow back in the 40s and 50s, if you were a young man and you are turning 21, you are getting an adult. And at least around where in the big cities, I know that the fathers then take their son to the hat store and you buy yourself your first real hat. You're going around in your cap all your life so far, but now you're turning from boy to man. And it was some sort of the father's choice to do this. Me going around in a cap till I was, 52, 53, something like that. Suddenly I realized, why not? Why not take up that old tradition from 50 years back? It might be time for me, but my father is dead since many years, so I have to take myself to that hat store. And together with my very good friend Lisbeth, that he's just passed away in cancer, she and I went into the store and I bought this Stetson Hydro. So this episode is also my thoughts to her. I hope she had a better time now than she have had the last 8 years. But still, she really liked this hat, and actually it has grown on me. But my colleagues at the depot are on the total other edge. Well, I think it's envy, of course. Oh, you've seen that hat again. Oh, it doesn't fit with the uniform. Well, you can imagine what they're saying, and actually I can hear envy in their voices. And they're going around with some company cap, baseball cap, and it's really but ugly. It's really ugly. Of course it's black, but we have lime green in our colors, and lime green and black is okay, but no, not that. And a name that gets me to think about incontinence and stuff. No, I would say that cap is totally ugly, and my Stetson Hydro, that's the thing to have. Now, I'm not allowed, of course, to use that in service, but to and fro my work, when it's around 5 degrees Celsius and higher, up to around 15, 18, then it's getting hot. And it's protecting me against rain, wind, whatever. It's fittingly good. There are, of course, it's changing shape every time it's getting wet, but still, I love it. Do you have any hats on, or do you use just baseball caps? Ladies, how about getting on to the hat thing again? Well, for me, the hat is actually just usable during bad weather. I do not use it when it's good, when it's summer stuff. Perhaps I would get myself a summer hat, because I don't like the sun. I got migraines from being in the sun, so yeah. Well, that was yapping about hats. I have no idea what I'm going to yap about next time, and I don't know when it's going to be. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. I almost said thanks for watching. Thanks for listening in. Bye.